Hi, today I am going to teach about Spring Boot layer architecture. This is must when you are developing the industrial project of the office or company. This is very must, right? How the layer architecture work. Okay, if you understand this one, you will be able to create the Spring Boot application project easily. As we saw our basics Spring Boot project in my last video tutorial, if you are not watched my last video, I attach my video description, my last video Spring Boot for beginners. You just watch them. Very important stuff. We created the controller, simple controller, how the request coming and sending to the postman and all the stuff we taught in my last video tutorial. So this is the controller. Okay, this is the layer. Okay, this is the layer, the com spring project dot first name. These are the layers, right? After the text control, this is the another layer. The layer architecture through Spring Boot application is works. So let's back to the diagram. We'll see as we the diagram explain. This is the front end. Okay, this is a front end. Okay, the front end application, right? So here the front end will be maybe a React or Angular. What are the request your client asking? It goes to the first time is the controller and controller will be passing to the service passing to the repository passing to the data source which is communicate with the database and get the data back to sending back to the repositories. This one repository send back into the service send back into the controller will be passing the data to the front end. This is how the data layer architecture works, right? So data here I have put in the interface. Why I put in the interface is this is the controller. Okay, controller will telling to the service the controller can't directly telling to the service. There will be the interface this is the contain the method only. Okay, the service their content method mean if there will be the registration form. Okay, this is simple example. Okay, you are filling the forms, right? First name, last name, address, all the forms you will just filling, right? Hit after fill the form, hit save button. What happen is this is save interface will be work. If it is update interface will work, right? So delete interface will be work, right? It will be the service will be managed. Okay, if it is a server request is coming, it will be passed into repository. Repository, what is the works repository does is here where our SQL query will be work on the repository. Okay, this is the methods. This all the methods are also inside this interface. Service interface the repository means so all the SQL queries. Now if you are in the core Java, you are typing insert into registration table, first name, last name. You are saving the record, right? If the all the table and column records are matched, it will be the record will be inserted into a database. The same thing it does is the repository is the one who write the queries. SQL queries managed by the repository part, right? After that, it will be repository will be sending to the data source. Data source will be communicate with the database and insert the update the record here. That's how the Spring Boot layer architecture work, right? Okay, second part, you can see the DTO. Okay, this is a must. Okay, if you are doing the Spring Boot JSP and servlet, you know DTO. DTO is must. Okay, the DTO, the data is coming through DTO, but the DTO is communicate this only control and service. It's go repository and data source only coming here. It's go to the DTO, the front end. The data is coming through DTO format. After that, the repository we can't directly add the data. We have to add the entities. We have to create the entities. Entity is the part which will be communicated with the database, right? We later on what is the entity we will be teach. Okay, in with practicals you will be understand that entities mean if it is an employee, it has a unique ID, first name, last name, address, phone number. These are called as entities. We have to create a separate class which is a customer. It has a entity. If it is a Employee, it is a unique entity. Okay, if it's a customer consists of unique id, first name, last name, address, phone number, is a called as entity. Okay, we can't, the repository, there is a table which is communicate with the entity model. We have to create the entity will be passing to the data source, and we will be do the respective stuff. Okay, add, do, delete, all the stuff you have to manage by the entity part. Okay, the DTO already you have studied. The entity here, repository managed by the entity. Okay, this is how the layer architecture work. You must understand the layer architecture clearly. The first, go to the controller. Controller will be passing to the data to the service. Service will be passing to the data to the repository. Repository communicates the data source and get the data, sending back to the repository. Repository will be sent back to the service. Service sending back to the controller. Controller will be passing to the front end and passing the data into the view page. This is how the layer architecture works. Okay, this is must, right? This is my project. We will be create the entities later on. Okay, entity, what is the how to create the IDs, first name, last name, particular table, all the stuff we will be created later on. First you have to this, in this video I will be explaining this how. If you have any doubt on this, you can ask me anytime. If you like my channel, please subscribe me, like me. Thank you for watching.